In the name of Yeshua, we welcome you to another episode of Bible Prophecy. Recently, on April 18, 2025, thousands of religious Jews entered the Al-Aqsa Mosque to perform religious rituals. Is this another Bible prophecy getting unfolded before our eyes? Are we approaching that time? Now, what if I say, we are near to those days? Russia issuing a sort of code message to its spies on national radio. It's just 4 words and no one could decode. In Bible, Russia is Gog from the land of Magog and is related with Israel on that days. Exodus 15:17. You will bring them in and plant them on the mountain of your inheritance, the place, Lord, you made for your dwelling, the sanctuary, Lord, your hands established. My question, is Exodus 15:17 getting fulfilled here? The Al-Aqsa Mosque in Temple Mount is within the Promised Land, where Yeshua made a covenant with Abraham, and passed it to Isaac, and finally Jacob, or better known as Israel. Temple Mount in Jerusalem was captured by Israel in 1967 war, and Jordanian Walk with Palestinian Authority governs, though it belongs to Israel. Though visiting is allowed to non-Muslims, no prayers or religious ceremonies allowed for them. That is where Jews performed their rituals. They strongly believe that it belongs to them. You might have seen Golden Dome Temple. Besides it, there is another black dome which is Al-Aqsa, which means farthest mosque, a functioning mosque. It's believed that Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven from Golden Dome Shrine. Black Dome Mosque is also referred in Quran. Altogether 37-acre of land in Mount Moriah, in Temple Mount, in Jerusalem, which is very complex in terms of religion and politics. For decades, this was, and is an issue among Jews, Christians and Muslims. In 1967 war, Israel captured Jerusalem together with West Bank and Gaza. At that time, Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Dayan signed a pact. As per the term, its Jordanian Walk governs, and security is provided by Israel. Al-Aqsa and its surrounding is considered holy in Quran. It's the third important holy site in Islam after Mecca and Medina. Together important site for Christians, Muslim and Jews. Earlier in 2000, Ariel Sharon visited Temple Mount, as opposition leader, with hundreds of party members and cops. This later resulted in armed conflict with Palestinians and began Second Intifada, which lasted for 5 years. Thousands of civilians died, plus many more got arrested and jailed. So intense and volatile were the situation. Now, it's observed that Itamar Ben-Gvir, the Minister of National Security, in Israel giving provoking statements not once, but multiple times. This hardcore right-wing politician said, if chance arises, a temple should be built in Al-Aqsa compound for Jewish worship. He is notorious for his statements against Palestine people. This mountain is very holy in Bible. The Jews believes that it is where Jehovah formulated the world. In Genesis 22:2, Jehovah instructs to Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac in Mount Moriah. First time in the Holy Book refers to divine love by sacrifice. Love is explained in this Mount Moriah. Political Islam is and was very strong. First time in history, no political statements issued by Arab world in the event of Israeli provocation. Seems, Arab world is tired. Yes, the descendants of Ishmael is so tired and unity lacks among them. However, Arab media criticized Israeli authorities and their leaders for being very relaxed. The Saudi and Qatari monarchs are fed up with Palestinian cause. MBS overlooking Palestinian cause and Qatar is abandoning Hamas. Qatar even took part in Air Force drills with Israel and India combined. Now, you may wonder or haven't heard of this. It was so secretly done. What do all those means? A change of wave in political equations happening in Arab world. Trump administration ignored Qatari delegations number of times. Qatar, which is accused of playing roles in peace negotiations regarding ceasefire, is noted. Qatari Emir feels the pressure and heat. He trips between various countries. The latest move by US is to shift their military base to Abu Dhabi from Qatari waters. This move is speculated. The Qatari emir is on fire and looking for Russian military base, in case US leaves. Al Jazeera, a Qatari-based media, generates biased reports always. Qatar funds for Islamic extremism and top militant organizations is having its office in Doha. The political leaders of these outfits are safeguarded by Doha. Now, coming back to our Mount Moriah scenario, world is silently watching. Very careful, and no political statements issued. So, what all these silence says? There are 2 shrines in Temple Mount apart from Al-Aqsa Mosque. One built by King Solomon in BC 515 and destroyed by Babylonians in BC 70. And in BC 20, King Herod built the second temple. Now, only a wall remains there. This is considered very divine in Judaism and is known as weeping walls. Religious gatherings and ceremonies happen there very often. There is a split among Jews in construction of a third temple. It is believed widely that this is the mount where Jesus will descend from heaven. Some hardcore religious personalities wants to destroy all complexes or shrines in Mount and wanted to build a final temple, which will last forever. Others wanted to build a third temple without abducting the current monuments. But they are very sure in building a final temple. When and how will this happen? Is this the beginning? We need to wait and watch. If this is, the time is very nearby for his second coming. Considering the geography, this mount is embedded in a tectonic plate, which resulted in multiple earthquakes. When an excavation was done, the remains of Jewish-era architecture, coins, and various forms of ancient Jewish remains were found. Mainstream media, especially in politically tense environments, often avoids these stories because it could inflame religious tensions. They don't want to be accused of Zionist bias, or they simply follow the political narrative of the region. The impact of biblical prophecy is very sensitive in this area. Truth is suppressed, nations rage against Israel, and the battle for Jerusalem becomes a spiritual conflict. Zechariah 12, 2-3. Why it matters prophetically. These discoveries are seen by many as evidence of Jewish roots on the Temple Mount, despite modern political claims denying Jewish history there. This plays directly into Bible prophecy, especially in light of the temple being rebuilt in the end times. 2 Thessalonians 2:4, Revelation 11, 1-2. The Holy Bible predicts future earthquakes. Let's see which are those relevant verses. Zechariah 14, 4-5 describes a powerful future earthquake when Jesus returns. On that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, and the mount will be split in 2. Revelation 11:13 During the tribulation, a major earthquake hits Jerusalem, destroying 1/10 of the city. Revelation 16:18. No earthquake like it has ever occurred, a final, global earthquake connected to God's wrath. Finally, may I ask you the same question? Is Exodus 15:17 getting fulfilled here? Dear friends, we are winding up the short, crisp Bible topic. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. In the name of Jehovah, we thank everyone.